Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infertility podcast. My name's Daniel.
And I'm Candace. Grab a biscuit because we got the tea on all things infertility.
Yeehaw!
If you'd like to stay up to date, you can follow my Instagram at Operation Baby Bump. If you're struggling with infertility and you'd like to get connected, head over to the infertility website at www.theinfertility.com. It's a cool website. There's a shop. You can purchase IVF campaign merch from a bunch of different people who are trying to afford to have babies. You can donate money as well or buy one of the products that they're selling, and a portion of their sales goes to help fund their treatments. Also, you can contact me on the homepage. You can tell me what you want us to talk about, what's interesting to you, what's not interesting to you, etc.
So, how are you today?
I'm okay.
How was work?
Work was blah. There was a lot of screaming children in the waiting room today. It was on another level. Thank God for headphones.
Yeah, seriously.
On the last episode, we talked about how we were about to have our phone call with Dr. Braverman, and we did. And it was very interesting. If you are interested in learning more about that phone call, you can go to my YouTube channel,
which is
Operation Baby Bump. You just go to YouTube, type in Operation Baby Bump, and I'll pop up.
There she'll be.
It's also linked to my Instagram, but it was a really interesting phone call. And in the video, I recorded us on the phone with Dr. Braverman, and he had some interesting insight as to what he thinks is going on, and we're actually headed off to New York next week. So by the time this airs, we will be in New York, all up in our pre-op appointment.
Yeah. So what's really weird is when you're going into surgery, you always seem to be nervous, but Candace is almost excited because it's progress.
Yeah.
So it's very unusual.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I just want to get in there, and I want them to get all up in my stomach and see what's going on.
And just get her out, you know?
Yeah. How are you feeling about it?
I am anxious. It is always scary when your loved ones are going to a hospital. But at the same time, after the conversation we had with Dr. Braverman, I'm excited. I honestly feel like this is the first time as a couple we've felt normal. We feel like we have a path forward, and we're quietly confident that it's going to actually end up in the result that we want it to.
Yeah, one thing I will tell you is that he said that we are what's most commonly missed in fertility clinics, which really, to me, was like hitting the nail on the head.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's money.
Yeah. I think I've said it before, but being called normal when you're in this situation is wonderful. Because he basically said, I see this more often than not.
And the fact that he sees it, and he's dealing with women with recurrent pregnancy loss, and I'm exactly what he sees every single time, and he knows how to fix it. That's like, I've never felt like there was someone who could help me in the past, 2 years that we've been going through this. I've never had that confidence.
Yeah.
And when you're let down time and time again, and then you kind of have sort of a lifeline, it was really refreshing to hear.
Yeah. Who would have thought that we would have been going to a reproductive immunologist?
I know.
Right, I didn't even know they existed.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, but everything he says, and the more you think about it, makes sense. Like, we started to connect the dots.
Yeah.
Once he started saying these things, you look at the symptoms that Candace has had, and we just always put them off as normal, right? Ladies have a really tough time once a month where they have pains. And we always just put that as something just being normal because we didn't know any different.
I mean, we all kind of complain about having cramps. It's rough. I have had really terrible cycles. I mean, when I'm on my period, I can barely sleep at night sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain. always have the heating pad. But to me, I mean, my mom had the same thing. She had really bad periods, and I just thought that's what women go through. I mean, that's just, you don't complain about stuff like that because I'm strong and I can handle it. But no one's ever asked me before, do you have really painful periods? Nobody's ever asked me that before.
And then, in addition to that, when you've had as many scans as Candace has, you would think they would have caught something. And the problem is with our IVF doctor, and I guess all IVF doctors, if you can't see it, then it doesn't exist. This doctor, Dr. Braverman, obviously went to the next level.
He took the time to do the hard work. He devoted his career to figuring out the problem and seems to know the answer to the problem, which is not something I can say for a lot of doctors. So I'm in a private Facebook group for his patients, and I mean, there's people from Australia, from Europe, all over the place that go to see him. It's quite amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes when you talk to a doctor, there's like a level of arrogance, right? If you're a good doctor, sometimes they're kind of arrogant. Dr. Braverman seemed so warm. Just a decent guy. And it was exciting. He could tell that the news we were getting was what we wanted to hear.
Right.
He's just, I feel like for the first time since we've been through this journey, that there is hope for us. So it's exciting times in the Van Wade household.
Yes, very much so. We are anxious to get there and get this done. So, I've been doing a lot of thinking about being infertile because that's
what
kind
else
of all
is there to think about?
That's kind of all I think about. My life revolves around it. But I was thinking that being infertile is very inconvenient. We need more support than what we are getting. We want more. We want more. We want more. We want more.
What was that commercial?
We want more. I don't know. It was like a phone commercial, like AT&T or something.
Annoying commercial.
We want more. We want more.
Dang, I can't remember.
Yeah, something.
Do you remember the Ford commercial when they said grounded to the ground?
Oh,
Do you remember that? Funny stuff.
Grounded to the ground.
Grounded to the ground. Man, can you think of any others for commercials that, like those, idioms and the weird things? She sounds hideous. Well, she's a guy.
Okay, why are we talking about commercials?
I don't know. I just feel like we needed to.
Let's come back to being infertile.
Let's. It's not as if we talk about this ever.
Let me just explain some of the inconveniences about being infertile. So we have to go to countless doctor appointments. Boo. We know that, right? We're either going into work late, or we're leaving midday, or we're getting off early and going to a doctor's appointment. We're taking off work because we have an egg retrieval or a transfer or blah-da-dee, blah-da-doo. It's an emotional roller coaster. Guess what? It's also a physical roller coaster because the weight fluctuates.
Yep.
We're also unpaid actors. We have to pretend things are okay when they're not. For me, most people know what's going on with me, but there have been times where they didn't, and I had to pretend things were fine. I had to lie about where I was going.
We are unpaid actors.
Yeah. Fatigue. Tired all the time from, being on medications or being off cycles, and your body's like trying to re-regulate. And I also get tired of talking about it with people who don't really get it, because it makes I have to take more energy to explain things than I do with like people on my Instagram that I talk to all the time.
Yeah, and also I don't think people realize how complicated these things are, right?
Yeah.
It's not just as simple as here's sperm, here's an egg, bye, you're done, bada bing, bada boom. There's like so much that goes into it. So when people ask really probing questions, you don't know where to draw the line in sharing the details. So it does get exhausting.
And And you know what else is inconvenient about being infertile is the calendars, the cycles. Well, what happens when your cycle's canceled? All the money that you just spent on medication might as well have gone down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a waste. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of medication. It's also a waste on your body because your body had to adjust to that medication all for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel so bad for people who do stems and get cycles canceled. That's horrible.
Ugh.
Because
I mean, we didn't have that, but I cannot imagine.
that's never happened to me. I've had 3 rounds of IVF, but it's happened to some people that I know. And I can't imagine starting to grow eggs and put your body through that and then it to get canceled. I've had a lot of transfers canceled.
Side note there, talking about transfers being cancelled, if I could go back and change anything, I would transfer when you were at 6 millimeters. Not because we were going to get pregnant, but we wouldn't have wasted a few months, and we probably would have been further ahead by now. Our doctor was...
Yeah, but then if you think about it that way, maybe they would have said, oh, it's because we transferred at 6 millimeters.
True. Yeah, that is true.
I have lining issues, and it took me a lot to get to the 7 mark. My doctor likes to see 7 millimeters before we go to transfer. And I was always like 6, 6.2, 5.
Oh, it'll be good tomorrow. And then it drops a millimeter.
So my cycles have been canceled multiple times and it's annoying. All that to say that I think we need more. There's a gap in the market. I think we need services or specific things.
What sort of services?
Oh.
Like infertility discount at Starbucks.
Yes, that would be awesome. I didn't even think of that.
How do you prove that?
Just show them you're no babies.
So you literally walk in and say, yes, and I'll be taking my infertility discount.
And they'll be like, they'll look around. Okay.
Yeah. No, I
you don't
see
have your
no
kids with you.
No.
Listen, if it's a Saturday and you don't have your kids with you, you might be infertile.
That's literally the mentalist thing I've ever heard you
I
say.
know.
Like,
I just said it and then I thought, wait, that's stupid.
That's ridiculous.
Well, you know how moms, you know how there's a whole market for moms? Mm-hmm. There's commercials, moms don't take sick days.
Yeah, that's...
When you're a parent full time and you can't get out of it. Most self-care things like massages or commercials about women locking themselves in the bathroom and eating something that they don't want to share. Things like that. There's a gap in the market for infertiles. Parenting is hard. It's a full-time job. We get it. But infertility is also kind of a full-time job, and it's like psychological and physical torture sometimes.
Yeah, at least having a kid, you have joy. With infertility, it's just endless despair.
And at least when you have a kid, you have lots of distractions.
Yeah.
Like there's no...
Diapers. There's, those things, those distractions.
Yeah, like lots of poop to clean up all the time.
I've got to buy a new pram.
So there might be a gap in the market. Maybe it's a niche market for infertiles.
What would you call, an infertile club? A group of people. The infertilities. Something like that.
Babyless biatches.
Ooh, nice. You sound like a bowling club.
That does sound like a bowling club.
Next up in aisle 3.
The babyless biatches!
Versus...
the moms. Being infertile might be a niche market, but it's actually becoming more prevalent. And by the way, when I was looking this up, I thought, can I say that it's becoming more prevalent? Yes, I can, because according to the CDC, it is. And by the way, the CDC says that 10% of women ages 15 to 44 struggle with infertility. Why in the Sam Hill are they including 15-year-olds in their sample?
Who is Sam Hill?
I don't know, but why are they including 15-year-olds in their sample? Why 15 through 44?
Kids start young nowadays.
No. I think that's kind of skewing the data a little bit.
So, From what perspective? The fact that they're
16 and 17, maybe include 18 and up.
Yeah, but why is including 15-year-olds skewing the data?
Because you're adding an age group that it's not an appropriate age to be having children.
So if you remove them, what do you think would happen to the data? Would there be a higher percentage that are struggling or a lower?
I think so. I think it would be a higher percentage.
Okay. I mean, I would agree with you.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I could see that.
Smaller sample, more appropriate depiction of the people that are actually when it says struggling to get pregnant, that means they're actively trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And why are 15-year-olds actively trying to get pregnant?
Well, by the time I was 14, I had a mortgage.
I mean, some states that's illegal.
Isn't that all states?
Maybe. I think we're getting down a rabbit hole, but still, I think it's a bit ridiculous that they included 15, 16, 17-year-olds in this sample.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit crazy because, let's face it, they're not really trying to have a baby, are they?
They ain't macking at that point. Yeah.
Better not.
They better not.
Here are some things that I think infertiles need. Number 1, parking up front.
Sorry, parking up front
Parking
at the grocery store?
Everywhere.
That's mental, but
no,
please
it's not.
carry on.
Do you know how many times I've had to waddle from my car to the grocery store where I don't want to be anyways?
3 times?
You're going to get punched.
How many?
More than that.
So are you talking about when you're going through a egg retrieval or something like that?
When I feel it's appropriate.
What? Yeah. Are we just making our own rules? This is crazy. No, I wholeheartedly disagree with you, but please carry on.
Well, you're not the one who's the size of a car.
Neither are you.
You don't bloat.
Nope.
So I'll say where I want to park, and where I want to park is up front. And you know what? Harris Teeter, my local grocery store, they have a parking spot up front that says, expectant mothers. Sometimes I park there.
I do not endorse that.
You know why I park there? I am expecting to be a mother. I have embryos.
Yeah, I guess if from the...
Why are you laughing?
Because you're probably
You're supposed to be on my team.
But it's just funny.
Why is it funny?
Like, it's funny. You're like...
I am expecting to be a mother.
Anyone could be expecting to be fair. So I guess you're just...
Well, it's ambiguous verbiage. Maybe they should change it to people who have kids.
Or, no. The expecting mothers should just be like people who are...
pregnant women.
Yeah, but like 6 months plus.
Because that's what they meant. That's what they mean.
Yeah.
Why 6 months plus?
Well, when they're actually having some physical trouble moving and things like that.
Wow.
I mean...
we're going to get a lot of hate mail.
Why,
with
is it
your name on
before that? Is it a big deal?
Yeah.
I've met people who are 6 months pregnant, they don't even look pregnant.
Ooh.
What?
Again, you're going to get hate mail.
Is that not true?
You shouldn't remark on someone's size when they're pregnant. It's offensive. It's offensive.
Are we just going to live in this world where we ignore the obvious? I get it. That's fine.
Yes. When it comes to a sensitive topic.
What, you mean like parking in a parking space that is for only people who are infertile? I like it.
I think the parking space should say, expectant mothers. I like the parking space expectant mothers because it leaves it open for interpretation. And how I interpret that is, Candace, please park up front because we know you're having a rough time.
And you are. So what we're going to do, how many things do you have on this list of things that people who are having trouble conceiving need?
Like 6 or 7.
All right, we're going to choose our top one between us and we're going to agree on it.
No, I already have my top one. I don't need your input.
Can I choose my top one?
Whatever.
Okay.
Number 2. Better clothes options. Look.
What?
Okay, guys, the people listening, Daniel is such a dillweed.
Huh? Oh, gosh.
He's sitting over there with his skinny little bottom on the chair in his tiny little pajama pants.
They're not pajamas.
with his
They're
tiny little
joggers.
frame. Meanwhile, the stool I'm sitting on is buckling under pressure
That's mental.
because of the years of infertility treatments
Mental.
and emotional and psychological disturbances.
You're right, and due to those, you need your own clothes, please.
Yes, and let me tell you why.
What's wrong with just buying a size up?
There needs to be something called IVF pants.
What are they?
Like apartment pants,
Like apartment fans, yeah.
but IVF pants. Now, they'll kind of be like maternity pants, but instead of having a belly on it, the sides of the pants will be, that's where the stretchy material will be. So if you're really bloated one day, they'll give. And if you're after egg retrieval and you heal and everything and you go back down, you can still wear them and they'll like form to your body.
Isn't that just stretchy pants?
Yeah,
Like you've literally just described pants
listen,
with elastic.
No, we definitely need more. It's not acceptable to wear leggings to work. I mean, I'm not going to say that I haven't done this before.
Like yoga pants.
No, leggings. Yoga pants are yoga pants. Leggings, keep up.
Can we agree that it's not acceptable to wear either of those to work?
Correct. Which is why we need better clothes options. We need professional attire because we're working women. We're going through IVF.
Yeah.
We're ebbing and flowing.
What?
I don't know. Our bodies are big one week and small the next.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
some people's bodies go back small. Mine, however, didn't.
Well, that's
so
fake
yeah,
news.
I
Yours
can-
is small right now,
I can-
and it's always been small.
Shut up. I can buy a size up, but some people just need that little give just for the week that they need it or the
Okay.
month that they need it.
Well, listen, I think if this was Shark Tank, I would probably need a fellow investor to take the risk.
Yeah.
So,
We would need the Spanx lady. She would be good because she could do the Spanx like material on the sides.
yeah, I feel like you're describing Spanx.
No, Spanx is to make you look skinny. These are...
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. He doesn't know
Sorry,
anything.
I don't wear women's
He doesn't know
clothes.
anything. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to
wear
tell you.
Sorry.
I have one pair of comfortable work pants that don't have a zipper or a button on them. They're really professional looking black pants, but they have an elastic waistband and they look like work pants, but they're really comfortable. I have one pair of those and I can't wear those every day. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're listening, please make a line of comfy work clothes for the infertile modern working woman. We don't want zippers or buttons. We want elastic.
Cool.
Also, keep in mind that I only shave my legs when I have doctor's appointments. So I don't want to wear dresses. So, you can include some dresses in your line, but pants. We need pants.
So, what would you call these infertility pants, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not the clothes designer. We'll let whoever's listening and decides to take on this challenge be the person to name the clothes.
Okay.
But you can name them
Yeah.
clothes a la Candace if you want.
That was good.
Number 3.
Just before we move on to number 3, the pants is the best idea out of the first two. So,
Yeah, okay, well, I'm telling you, my favorite is yet to come. Number 3. Mini coffees that are cheaper. Hear me out. Starbucks used to have those mini frappuccinos, and they were like half the size. They were a little bit cheaper. They came and went very quickly. But what we need is a small coffee that's smaller than a small. Nobody states the amount of caffeine that you're getting in a coffee. And as a pregnant woman or someone who's trying, you shouldn't have any more than 200 milligrams a day, which is equal to 1 cup of coffee a day. But is it equal to 1 cup, like measuring cup? Or is it equal to 1
cup.
cup?
Drinking cup.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Very vague.
So I think people should have to label how much caffeine is in their coffee. So I want a mini coffee and I want it cheaper.
Okay.
Health-wise, we can piggyback on gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, all these kind of health trends. So we have the ability to better watch what we eat. You know, there's meal services and Pinterest and things of that nature. But when it comes to coffee, when you have to give up coffee, that's something that a lot of women struggle with. So I think this is a need.
Yeah, I can see that.
Number 4, infertility leave from work.
Ooh, now I'm interested.
Yeah, there's maternity leave, there's paternity leave. What about infertility leave?
Infertility.
Why do I have to use all my sick days when I ain't even sick?
Yeah, I could buy into that.
So if I were really sick, because I haven't, knock on wood, I'm lucky that I haven't been sick in quite a while. But if I really were sick and I wasn't feeling well, or say I got the flu and I was sick for like a week, I'd be screwed because I use all my sick time for doctor's appointments, transfers, egg retrievals, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good idea. I actually like that. I wonder if, like, under FMLA, if you're covered for, like, infertility. Do you know what I mean?
You know, that's actually a good point. I wonder that. I should look into that.
Yeah.
Some companies don't even cover maternity leave, which I think is horrible.
That's crazy.
I've heard people, the company I work for, I've heard about people taking maternity leave and saving up all their sick time, all their annual leave, and saving all of that up and then getting gifted sick time from other employees just so they can have 3 months off. Sometimes they take it unpaid, which I think is just not fair. I don't think that's right at all. Number 5, I think all insurances should cover infertility. This is obvious. Infertility is not an elected condition.
No.
It's not cosmetic. I see so many women on my Instagram paying out of pocket, and I honestly can't even comprehend how they're doing that. I really, I can't wrap my head around it. I know that we both have great insurance policies, yet for some reason we have had to pay so much money on top of everything that's been covered. A lot of money on top of that.
Yeah, I think in addition, the coverage that is available, to go on from your point, has to get better. Like, there's literally no excuse for it to be as bad as it is, regardless of how good your insurance is. Because, yeah, it would be nice to see coverage improve across the board.
I agree, for everybody. It's one of my organs doesn't work like it's supposed to.
Well, that and your brain.
Okay, number 6. This is actually my favorite. What if there was an infertile spa? Infertiles only spa. Picture this. It would be like a full-on real spa. You know, you go to the spa and there's like all these different rooms. You could get this kind of service, this kind of service. There would be a crying room.
A what?
A crying room.
Where people cry?
Yeah, you could go in and there would be all these luxury high-end pillows that you could cry.
What?
You could lay your head on and cry, or you could scream into it.
You could do that at home.
Right. But this is better.
Why?
Because it's better. It's an infertile spa.
So you can only go in there if you're infertile?
Exactly. If you're struggling to have a child, you can come in. If you're not struggling to have a child, you can't come in.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand.
I'm just not sure there'd be enough demand for this.
There's a demand. There's a demand.
Yeah.
I demand it.
Yes, you do.
Okay. There would also be a post-transfer room. It would be the most beautiful temperature, like a 75 degrees, and there would be all these cozy fluffy pillows and chaise lounges all over the room, and all these cozy socks that you could pick up when you come in the door. You put all these cozy socks on, and they've got comedies playing on this big screen.
What sort? Like Friends and stuff?
Yeah, like Friends or like a comedy movie. You know, you'd come in and it would be come and go type of a thing. There would also be a waiter coming around to take your order, you know, while you're watching your movie.
Would he have to be infertile as well?
No, it would be a woman. Waitress,
Would she have to be? How far are we going down this path?
No, because she's serving us. It doesn't matter what she is.
So she's she can have 6
Yeah,
kids.
she's not with us though. She's serving us.
Yeah, got
She's
you.
not there with us.
Yeah.
And obviously, McDonald's French fries and pineapples would be on the menu.
That is the best thing you've said this entire podcast.
I don't think
McDonald's
so.
fries.
That's not the best thing I've said.
Come on.
So, post-transfer room. Also, there'd be heated pools, like a big, huge heated pool with no chemicals. Like it would not have chemicals.
So not have
Not have.
it not have chemicals.
It not have chemicals.
So it'd be just like a bath basically.
Or it could be like, it could be like a huge Epsom salt bath.
Isn't that chemicals?
No, Epsom salt is magnesium.
Oh, cool.
There'd also be fertility massages. So if you wanted to get a massage, it would be fertility driven. So they would do all these things that would encourage blood flow to the uterus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could men go
Reflexology and
say if they had a low sperm count?
Interesting. I'll have to consult the board on this.
You have a board?
Yeah. And we'll see if we can make maybe a men's wing.
Yeah, like I don't know if you need wings, but I would definitely see if guys could come in. Like if they have any fertility issues, like in the words of Chandler, they won't get off their Barker lounges.
Yeah.
Then can they come in?
Maybe, yeah. I like this. Maybe we'll talk more about this.
Will we?
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Acupuncture. That will be a service. Also, pedicures and manis, of course, for your transfer day. Or...
What about Brazilian waxes?
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. And everything would be chemical free, of course. All of the, massage lotions and everything that would be served would be like healthy, chemical free for the infertile woman, for people who are mindful of all of those things.
I like it. Well, no, I'm not going to lie. I like it as a day. Like on Wednesdays, this spa is specifically for...
No.
Yeah.
No, because here, listen, they would have cycle packages. So say I was about to start transfer prep.
Yep.
And I would go in and I would say, okay, I'd like to start a cycle package.
And then it would follow you through.
Right, exactly. It would follow you through from the day you started transfer prep through your 2-week wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be specific to the person.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be month to month.
Yeah.
It would be based on your fertility cycle.
Yeah. Okay.
There would be like nutrition coaches, things like that. I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, but you're the visionary.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
But finally, the last thing that infertiles need, and that is that we need more awareness. I think our lives would be a whole lot easier if more people were educated on the fact that infertility is not just trying to have a baby and we can't. It goes beyond that.
Yep.
There are medical conditions involved. You
mental
have
health.
Mental health issues, depression, emotional turmoil,
stigma,
miscarriages. I mean, all of these things are going on, and if people just understood a little bit more about what infertility actually entails and the difficulties involved, I think it would make our lives easier because we would feel a little bit more comfortable and safe talking about it, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Totally agree. Infertility isn't a dirty little secret, but it feels like it should be, because not a lot of people are vocal about it. So it will get easier for people in the future if people like you and I and the people who listen to this podcast actually speak about it and feel encouraged to do it. I know for a fact the people I have told have not been uncomfortable. They've been supportive and they're excited and they ask questions, but they ask questions in the sense of they want you to be successful.
Yeah, like they're interested in the next steps. Now, in college, I know for me, I got a degree in psychology, so we had to take lifespan development. And in lifespan development, of course, they talk about, it's conception through death. is really what the class is about. And they touch momentarily on part of conceiving a child is, reproductive assistance. But I really think that when you take sex ed in high school, I think this should be part of the conversation, even in high school. Some people can't just get pregnant. Kind of like opening the conversation to teenagers so that they're aware of what life can be like. Hopefully they never have to go through those things, but they know that stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I feel like sex ed should talk about the risks of the things you do right now can have long-lasting effects in you in the future.
100%.
I don't feel like we talk about, results of sexually transmitted diseases, the contraceptive pill, those things that can have a negative effect on your fertility as you get older.
Yeah. I wonder how many people have an STD or something like that that's causing infertility. Because, I mean, we personally don't, but...
Well, I do. The clap,
No, you don't.
I do not.
And if you do, it's news to me.
You got the clap. Clap, clap.
Clap on, clap off. Clap on, clap off. The clapper. No, we don't have STDs.
No,
but that would be really horrible because I'm sure there would be a lot of self-blame going on in a situation like that. But yes, I think there needs to be more awareness.
Yeah.
So here we are talking about it.
Yeah. So join our voice and be proud to speak about your story. It may help someone to get the help that they need.
Yep. Next time on the infertility, balancing infertility and relationships. Thanks for listening. I'm Candace.
And I'm Daniel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.